Imagine buying a tractor that your grandchildren would still trust decades later. No touchscreens, no computers, just raw engineering that started every morning, pulled through impossible fields, and refused to quit when newer machines failed. Across America, a handful of classic tractors earned something money couldn't buy: farmers' respect. Some survived over 20,000 working hours. Others are still planting and harvesting today. The question is, which 10 machines proved they deserved that reputation more than any others? Number 1. International Harvester 1066. When farmers talk about tractors that could handle almost anything without complaint, the International Harvester 1066 is a name that comes up again and again. Introduced in 1971 as part of International Harvester's famous 66 series, the 1066 arrived during a time when American farms were expanding rapidly and growers needed more horsepower to pull larger tillage tools, bigger planters, and heavier wagons. The tractor quickly earned a reputation for delivering dependable performance day after day, and many examples remain in use on farms more than 50 years after they left the factory. At the heart of the 1066 was International Harvester's proven DT414 engine, a 414 cubic inch turbocharged inline-six diesel. Factory testing rated the tractor at around 125 PTO horsepower, giving it enough strength for heavy fieldwork such as moldboard plowing, chiseling, disking, and pulling large grain drills. One of the engine's greatest strengths was its durability. The wet sleeve design made rebuilding easier than many competing engines, while the turbocharger helped maintain strong pulling power under heavy loads without sacrificing reliability when properly maintained. The 1066 also featured an 8-speed transmission with torque amplifier, allowing operators to reduce speed under load without stopping. That feature proved especially useful when working through soft ground or climbing hills with heavy implements. Farmers appreciated being able to keep working instead of losing momentum every time conditions changed. Another reason the 1066 became so respected was its simple mechanical design. Most maintenance could be performed without specialized electronic diagnostic equipment because there were no electronic engine controls. Routine servicing, clutch adjustments, hydraulic repairs, and engine work were straightforward for experienced mechanics and farmers alike. That simplicity helped reduce downtime during the busiest planting and harvest seasons. Hydraulic performance was another strong point. The tractor's hydraulic system supplied enough flow and lifting capacity for large-mounted implements, while the 3-point hitch and PTO allowed it to handle a wide variety of equipment. Whether operating hay balers, forage harvesters, grain augers, or heavy tillage tools, the 1066 proved itself as a versatile machine capable of serving farms throughout the year. Comfort also improved over earlier International Harvester models. Buyers could choose an open station or the company's custom cab, which provided better protection from dust, wind, and weather. Although later cabs became quieter and more refined, the 1066 represented an important step forward in operator comfort during the early 1970s. Number 2. John Deere 4430. Few tractors symbolize the golden age of American farming better than the John Deere 4430. Introduced in 1973 as part of John Deere's revolutionary New Generation 2 lineup, the 4430 quickly became one of the company's greatest commercial successes. Farmers appreciated not only its dependable power, but also the dramatic improvements it brought to everyday comfort, making long days in the field far less exhausting than they had been on previous generations of tractors. Power came from John Deere's famous 404 cubic inch inline-six diesel engine, naturally aspirated and built for durability. Producing approximately 125 PTO horsepower, the engine offered strong low-end torque and excellent fuel efficiency. Whether pulling heavy tillage equipment, operating large balers, planting corn, or transporting loaded grain wagons, the 4430 handled demanding workloads with remarkable consistency. Its engine developed a reputation for lasting thousands of hours with proper maintenance, and many continue working today with original power plants. One of the tractor's biggest innovations was the introduction of the Sound Guard body cab. Before its arrival, tractor operators often spent entire days exposed to engine noise, dust, heat, and harsh weather. John Deere changed expectations by creating one of the first truly comfortable factory tractor cabs. Better insulation reduced noise levels dramatically, while improved heating, ventilation, and optional air conditioning made the working environment far more pleasant. For many farmers, climbing into a SoundGuard cab felt like entering an entirely different generation of machinery. Transmission choices added to the tractor's popularity. Buyers could select either the reliable synchro-range transmission or the increasingly popular power-shift transmission, which allowed shifting through gears under load without using the clutch. That capability improved productivity, particularly during demanding field operations, where changing ground conditions required frequent speed adjustments. Number 3. Case 970. When the Case 970 arrived in 1969, it marked a major step forward for the J.I. Case Company. Part of the new 70 series, the 970 was designed for farmers who needed more power without sacrificing reliability. During the late 1960s and throughout the 1970s, farms across the United States were growing larger, and equipment had to keep pace. The Case 970 quickly proved it could handle demanding workloads, earning a reputation as one of the company's most dependable row crop tractors. Power came from Case's proven 451 cubic inch naturally aspirated 6-cylinder diesel engine, rated at approximately 100 PTO horsepower. The engine delivered smooth, consistent torque that made it well suited for heavy tillage, planting, hay production, and grain hauling. Unlike some high-performance engines that required frequent repairs, the 451 was known for its durability and long service life when maintained properly. Many owners reported running these engines for thousands of hours before major overhauls became necessary. One of the tractor's biggest advantages was Case's 8-speed power-shift transmission. Unlike traditional gearboxes that required clutching between every gear change, the power shift allowed operators to shift through all forward speeds while moving. This improved productivity in changing field conditions, especially when pulling heavy implements over uneven terrain. Farmers appreciated being able to maintain momentum without stopping to change gears, saving both time and fuel during long working days. Hydraulic performance was equally impressive. The 970 featured a closed-center hydraulic system capable of supplying dependable pressure to modern implements, while the Category 2 3-point hitch and 541,000 RPM PTO increased the tractor's versatility. Whether operating large field cultivators, round balers, forage wagons, or grain augers, the tractor handled the work with confidence. The operator platform also reflected changing expectations in American agriculture. Buyers could choose an open station or a factory comfort cab, offering protection from dust, rain, and cold weather. Although quieter cabs would appear later, the comfort cab represented an important improvement over earlier generations. Better visibility, improved controls, and a more comfortable seating position reduced fatigue during long planting and harvest seasons. Number 4. Oliver, 1855. By the early 1970s, Oliver had already built a reputation for producing dependable tractors, and the Oliver 1855 became one of the last great machines to carry the famous green and white colors before the brand was fully absorbed into white farm equipment. Introduced in 1970, the 1855 was designed for medium and large farms that needed dependable horsepower for demanding field work. Although it lived in the shadow of larger competitors from John Deere and International Harvester, those who owned an 1855 often became fiercely loyal because of its combination of power, comfort, and fuel efficiency. The diesel version of the 1855 was powered by the well-known Perkins 354 cubic inch inline-6 engine, producing roughly 92 to 95 PTO horsepower. The Perkins diesel earned widespread respect for its smooth operation, excellent fuel economy, and dependable reliability. Farmers valued the engine because it started well, pulled steadily under heavy loads, and required relatively little fuel compared with many tractors of similar size. That efficiency became especially important during the fuel price increases of the 1970s. The tractor's 6-speed over-under hydraulic shift transmission added another advantage. Instead of stopping to change speeds, operators could instantly select underdrive, direct drive, or overdrive within each gear range using a hydraulic shift unit. This gave the tractor 18 forward speed combinations and made it much easier to adapt to varying soil conditions without interrupting field work. The feature became one of Oliver's most appreciated engineering innovations. Hydraulics were another strong point. The 1855 featured a dependable hydraulic system capable of operating modern implements while providing smooth steering and responsive 3-point hitch operation. From pulling chisel plows and field cultivators to powering hay balers and grain drills, the tractor proved itself versatile throughout the farming season. Operator comfort also helped build the tractor's reputation. Compared with many earlier tractors, the Oliver 1855 offered a spacious platform, logically arranged controls, excellent visibility, and available factory cab options. These improvements reduced fatigue during long planting and harvest days, allowing operators to stay productive for extended hours. Number 5. White 2105. When White Farm Equipment introduced the 2105 in 1975, it carried more than just a new name. It represented the combined engineering experience of Oliver, Minneapolis-Moline, and Cockshut, three respected tractor manufacturers that had become part of White Motor Corporation. Rather than starting from scratch, White built on proven designs, creating a tractor that quickly earned a reputation for reliability, efficiency, and practical performance. For many grain and livestock farmers, the White 2105 became one of the most dependable machines of the late 1970s and early 1980s. Power came from the Perkins, a 6354 six-cylinder diesel engine, one of the most trusted agricultural engines of its era. Producing approximately 105 engine horsepower and around 92 PTO horsepower, the naturally aspirated diesel was known for its smooth operation, excellent fuel economy, and impressive durability. Unlike some engines that demanded constant attention, the Perkins unit developed a reputation for starting reliably in cold weather and running for thousands of hours with routine maintenance. Its efficient fuel consumption became especially valuable during the energy-conscious years of the late 1970s. One feature farmers particularly appreciated was White's over-under hydraulic shift transmission. Working alongside the standard gearbox, it allowed operators to instantly shift between underdrive, direct drive, and overdrive without using the clutch. This gave multiple speed choices for every working gear and made it easier to maintain the ideal ground speed when soil conditions changed. Whether pulling a field cultivator through heavy clay or operating a round baler in uneven hayfields, the transmission helped maintain productivity without unnecessary interruptions. Hydraulic performance was equally dependable. The closed-center hydraulic system delivered consistent oil flow for loaders, planters, hydraulic cylinders, and three-point implements. Combined with a reliable PTO and strong rear hitch, the tractor proved versatile enough for nearly every task on mixed farming operations. From spring planting and summer haying to fall harvest and winter feeding, the 2105 handled year-round work with confidence. Number 6. Allis-Chalmers 7060. By the early 1970s, horsepower had become one of the biggest selling points in American agriculture. Farmers were purchasing larger tillage tools, wider planters, and heavier equipment than ever before. To meet those demands, Allis-Chalmers introduced the 7000 series, and among its standout models was the 7060. Introduced in 1973, the 7060 combined strong performance, dependable engineering, and improved operator comfort, making it one of the company's most respected high-horsepower tractors. The heart of the 7060 was Allis-Chalmers' 426 cubic-inch turbocharged six-cylinder diesel engine. Producing approximately 130 engine horsepower and about 118 PTO horsepower, the tractor offered the muscle required for heavy tillage, deep ripping, large field cultivators, and high-capacity planting equipment. The turbocharged engine developed excellent torque, allowing the tractor to maintain pulling power even when working through difficult soil conditions. One reason farmers respected the 7060 was its ability to perform demanding work without excessive fuel consumption. The turbocharged diesel balanced power and efficiency, making it competitive with other tractors in its horsepower class. Properly maintained engines routinely accumulated thousands of operating hours while continuing to deliver dependable performance. The transmission also contributed to the tractor's popularity. Buyers could choose an 8-speed power director transmission, which allowed clutchless high-low shifting within each gear range. This feature gave operators greater flexibility when field conditions changed unexpectedly, reducing the need to stop and shift gears while working. Hydraulics were another strength. The closed-center hydraulic system supplied dependable flow for large implements, hydraulic cylinders and loaders, while the Category 3 three-point hitch handled heavy-mounted equipment with ease. Whether operating large chisel plows, grain drills, manure spreaders, or forage equipment, the 7060 demonstrated impressive versatility. Number 7. Ford TW20. When Ford introduced the TW series in 1979, it was clear the company intended to compete directly in the growing high-horsepower tractor market. American farms were expanding, implements were becoming wider, and operators needed machines capable of working longer hours with greater efficiency. Among the new lineup, the Ford TW20 quickly established itself as one of the brand's most respected tractors. Combining dependable power, modern comfort, and Ford's reputation for reliability, the TW20 became a trusted partner on grain, livestock, and mixed farming operations throughout North America. Power came from Ford's proven 401 cubic inch turbocharged inline-six diesel engine, producing approximately 128 engine horsepower and around 110 PTO horsepower. The engine delivered the low-end torque needed for demanding field work. Whether pulling large field cultivators, heavy discs, forage harvesters, or loaded grain wagons, the TW20 maintained steady power without feeling overworked. Farmers especially appreciated the engine's fuel efficiency, which allowed long working days without excessive diesel consumption. One of the tractor's biggest strengths was its rugged driveline. Ford offered a dependable dual-power transmission, allowing operators to shift between high and low ranges within each gear while moving. This feature proved extremely useful when working through changing soil conditions or climbing hills with heavy loads. Instead of stopping to change gears, operators could instantly adjust speed and maintain productivity. Hydraulic performance also helped build the tractor's reputation. The TW20 featured a closed-center load-sensing hydraulic system that delivered reliable oil flow for planters, hydraulic drills, loaders, and other modern implements. Combined with a strong Category 3 three-point hitch and both 540 and 1000 RPM PTO options, the tractor handled a wide variety of jobs throughout the farming year. Operator comfort represented another major improvement over earlier Ford tractors. The quiet cab offered excellent visibility through large windows, improved insulation against engine noise, effective heating and ventilation, and optional air conditioning. Long days spent planting corn or harvesting grain became noticeably less tiring, and many farmers considered the TW cab among the most comfortable available at the time. Number 8. Minneapolis-Moline G1355. By the late 1960s, Minneapolis-Moline was approaching the final chapter of its independent history. But the company was still determined to build tractors capable of competing with the industry's biggest names. Introduced in 1969, the G1355 became one of the last flagship tractors to wear the famous prairie gold paint before the brand was eventually absorbed into white farm equipment. Although it never achieved the production numbers of some competitors, the G1355 earned tremendous respect among farmers who needed dependable horsepower for large-scale field operations. The G1355 was powered by a Minneapolis-Moline-built 585 cubic inch inline-six diesel engine. Depending on the version and factory settings, the tractor produced approximately 135 engine horsepower, making it one of the most powerful row crop tractors available when it was introduced. Its massive displacement allowed the engine to develop impressive low-speed torque, giving operators the ability to pull heavy tillage equipment through difficult soil conditions without constantly shifting gears. Farmers particularly appreciated the tractor's strong pulling ability. Whether working with large moldboard plows, heavy discs, field cultivators, or grain drills, the G1355 maintains steady power across long days in the field. The large, naturally aspirated engine delivered smooth, predictable performance, and its simple mechanical design contributed to a reputation for durability when maintained properly. The tractor also featured a heavy-duty transmission designed to handle its substantial power output. Combined with planetary final drives and a rugged rear axle, the drivetrain allowed the G1355 to withstand years of demanding agricultural work. Its solid construction gave many owners confidence that the tractor could tackle oversized implements without excessive wear. Hydraulics and PTO performance added to its versatility. The hydraulic system supplied dependable flow for mounted and pull-type equipment, while the three-point hitch and PTO allowed the tractor to perform a wide range of seasonal jobs beyond primary tillage. Many farms relied on the G1355 for planting, forage harvesting, grain handling, and heavy transport work throughout the year. Number 9. Case 1070. Agri King. When J.I. Case introduced the 1070 Agri King in 1970, American agriculture was entering an era where bigger fields demanded bigger tractors. Farmers needed machines that could pull wider tillage equipment, larger planters, and heavier grain carts without sacrificing reliability. The 1070 answered that challenge with a combination of strong horsepower, dependable engineering, and operator comfort that quickly made it one of the most respected tractors in the Case lineup. Throughout the 1970s, it became a familiar sight across wheat fields, corn farms, and livestock operations throughout North America. Power came from Case's proven 451 cubic inch naturally aspirated 6-cylinder diesel engine, producing approximately 107 PTO horsepower. The engine developed excellent low-speed torque, allowing the tractor to maintain steady pulling power during demanding field operations. Farmers relied on the 1070 for heavy tillage, deep ripping, planting, hay production, and grain transport. Its smooth power delivery reduced operator fatigue while helping maintain consistent field performance even under heavy loads. A defining feature of the 1070 was its dependable power shift transmission. Operators could shift through all 8 forward speeds without using the clutch, allowing seamless gear changes while the tractor remained under load. During long days of plowing or cultivating, this feature improved efficiency because the operator could quickly adjust speed to match changing soil conditions without interrupting work. At a time when many competing tractors still required frequent clutching, the Case power shift gave the 1070 a significant productivity advantage. Hydraulic performance also contributed to the tractor's popularity. Its closed-center hydraulic system delivered reliable pressure for modern implements, while the heavy-duty 3-point hitch handled large mounted equipment with ease. The independent PTO provided dependable power for balers, forage harvesters, augers, and numerous other machines used throughout the farming season. The Agri King cab represented another important advancement. Compared with earlier tractors, it provided better visibility, improved heating and ventilation, and significantly greater protection from dust and weather. Although later cabs became quieter, the 1070 offered operators a much more comfortable environment than many tractors from the previous decade. Number 10. John Deere 4630. As the horsepower race accelerated during the early 1970s, John Deere responded by introducing the 4630 in 1973. Part of the company's successful Generation 2 lineup, the 4630 was designed for farmers managing larger operations that required more power than the popular 4430 could provide. It became one of John Deere's first factory turbocharged row crop tractors and demonstrated the company's commitment to combining higher horsepower with the comfort and reliability that farmers had come to expect. The 4630 was powered by John Deere's famous 404 cubic inch turbocharged inline-6 diesel engine, producing approximately 150 engine horsepower and around 133 PTO horsepower. The tractor offered a substantial increase in performance over earlier naturally aspirated models. The turbocharger improved both power output and torque, allowing the tractor to handle demanding jobs such as pulling large chisel plows, heavy field cultivators, wide discs, and high-capacity grain drills with confidence. One of the greatest advantages of the 4630 was its ability to maintain pulling power under heavy loads. Farmers working large acreages appreciated how the engine delivered smooth, consistent performance across long hours in the field. The proven 404 diesel also developed a reputation for durability, with many engines remaining in service for decades when properly maintained. The tractor featured John Deere's dependable synchro range, or optional power shift transmission. The power shift, in particular, became highly valued because it allowed operators to shift through gears without clutching while remaining under load. This increased efficiency during fieldwork and transport, helping operators maintain productivity across changing terrain and soil conditions. Another reason the 4630 earned widespread respect was its hydraulic system. John Deere's closed-center hydraulics provided strong, consistent oil flow for modern implements, loaders, and hydraulic equipment. Combined with a robust 3-point hitch and reliable PTO, the tractor proved capable of handling virtually every major farming task on large grain and livestock operations. The tractor also benefited from from John Deere's revolutionary SoundGuard body cab. Introduced with the Generation 2 tractors, the cab dramatically reduced operator fatigue through lower noise levels, improved visibility, better climate control, and superior protection from dust and weather. Many farmers considered it one of the finest tractor cabs available during the 1970s, setting a new industry standard for operator comfort. So that's it for today. If you like this video, then please hit the like and subscribe button for more videos. Thanks for watching.